Ladies, can we have a quick little chat? How many times have you sat in that salon chair and felt utterly betrayed by your hairdresser? Especially if you have curly, wavy, or fine hair. You walk in with hope, but leave feeling older. But here is the truth. It is usually not your hair texture that's the problem. The problem is your stylist likely hasn't mastered the specific architecture of aging hair. Today, I'm not just revealing 3 haircuts that instantly make you look 10 years younger. I'm handing you a technical checklist, a secret weapon to ensure you are never ignored, fooled, or botched again. We will cover the specific cuts for curls and the fatal mistakes for thin hair. But to take back control, we first need to expose the technical errors happening behind the chair. The reality is painful but simple. You deserve to walk into a salon feeling like a partner, not a victim. I've analyzed why so many women over 60 struggle to get the cut they ask for. And it often comes down to a single language barrier. In this video, we are breaking that barrier. To stop the betrayal, we must first expose the root cause hidden in their training. It starts with a fundamental gap. Why do you bring in a photo of a bouncy cut and leave looking deflated? Here is the hard truth your stylist won't tell you. Most academies only train on mannequins with straight, thick, synthetic hair. They are trained to cut lines. But if you have curly, wavy, or fine hair, you don't need lines. You need architecture. And this training gap leads to the first 2 deadly sins of the salon. Error number 1. Treating curls like they are straight. If your stylist pulls your wet curl tight and cuts it blunt, they are essentially guessing where that curl will bounce back to. It's not a haircut, it's a gamble. Then there is error number 2 for my friends with thin hair. The razor. They tell you it adds movement, but on fine aging hair, the razor shreds the cuticle. It doesn't create texture. It creates frizz that makes your hair look half as thick as it actually is. But those are obvious mistakes. The third error is the silent killer of volume, and I see it happen in 90% of salons. The texturizing shears. You know them, the scissors with the teeth. When a stylist doesn't know how to blend layers properly, they grab these to remove weight. On a 20-year-old with thick hair. Fine. On us, it removes the internal structure that holds your style up. They aren't just taking out weight. They are collapsing your volume from the inside out. You sit there watching them chop, feeling that pit in your stomach, but you don't speak up because you don't know the words. You feel helpless because you don't speak their language. But that ends right now. This is the moment we change the dynamic. You don't need a new stylist. You need a new vocabulary. I have created a pre-appointment checklist for you. Think of this as your shield. Before you even put on the cape, you are going to ask 3 specific technical questions. Question 1. Do you cut blunt lines or do you point cut? For aging hair, the answer must be point cutting. This softens the edge so your hair moves like fabric, not cardboard. Question 2 for my curly girls. Do you cut curls wet or dry? If they say wet and pulled straight, you walk away. We need visual dry cutting. Cutting the curl where it lives. And question 3, the most important one. Do you use texturizing shears on fine hair? The only acceptable answer here is no. Tell them you want internal layering with scissors only. This sounds intimidating, I know. But remember, you are the employer. They are the professional you are hiring. I've put this entire script into a free PDF linked right below. Download it, print it, and put it in your purse. Do not sit in that chair without it. You have the questions. Now let's look at the specific blueprints that use them. We call this building the architecture. For my curly and wavy friends, we are starting with the sculpted bob. The old way, they wet it, pull it straight, and cut a line. When it dries, it shrinks into a triangle. The dreaded pyramid head. The solution is checklist code QL1. This relies on dry visual cutting. Your stylist cuts each curl where it lives, individually. They aren't cutting a length, they are sculpting a shape. When you sit in the chair, you say, I want a shape that follows my natural curl pattern, not a geometric line. This releases the weight at the bottom, letting your curls stack naturally like building blocks, giving you lift without the frizz. If you want to keep your length, we turn to the modern shag. Now don't panic. I don't mean the 1970s rocker cut. I mean a soft face-framing silhouette that uses checklist code Kill 2. Internal layering. Imagine a house. External layers are like painting the outside walls. Internal layering is like knocking down walls inside to create space. The stylist removes bulk from inside the hair mass, not just the ends. This allows your waves to interlock rather than sit on top of each other. It opens up your face, lifts the eye, and makes you look 10 years younger because the hair is moving, not sitting heavy on your shoulders. Now I know my friends with thin hair are watching this thinking, must be nice to have too much bulk. If you think the curly girls have it hard, I know you have suffered in silence. The industry tries to fix thin hair by chopping it off, or teasing it to death. You deserve better. For thin hair, it's not about removing weight, it's about maximizing density. Here are the 3 mistakes ruining your look, under checklist code Thin 3. Mistake number 1. The blunt bob. It sounds counterintuitive, but a hard, heavy line at the chin actually drags your features down and exposes the scalp at the part. You want soft graduation. Mistake number 2. Over-texturizing. We talked about those shears. On thin hair, texturizing the ends makes them look see-through. It creates a ghost layer that looks damaged, not styled. Mistake number 3. Ignoring proportion. Keeping thin hair too long often emphasizes the lack of volume at the root. The sweet spot is usually between the jaw and the collarbone. It tricks the eye into seeing density that isn't there, proving that volume isn't about age, it's about angles. And that proves you are not too old to have the hair of your dreams. You are simply too fabulous to settle for anything less than excellence. You have the language now. You have the control. Walk into that salon and demand what you have earned. But a structured haircut is only the frame. If you pair this new cut with outdated foundation techniques, the whole look collapses. Next week we are exposing the 3 makeup habits that instantly age a fresh face. Do not face the mirror without your armor. Download your stylist checklist from the link below and join our community of women who refuse to be invisible. I'll see you in the next one.